of calcium carbide in the season of summer is the king of fruits. The money is gigantic and magnanimous and huge. But what are we paying? Who is paying the price for this? Let me welcome Dr. Ravindra. He's a gastroenterologist who is now joining us on the discussion. Dr. Ravindra, before you came, we were speaking about the ill effects of using calcium carbide to artificially ripen mangoes. Can you quickly take us through the effects? Now, we understand the report said arsenic, and some of the numbers that we're looking at is over 100 in ppms in arsenic in different markets in the city. What exactly does this do to a human body?
Now, for the viewers, I want to say one thing is calcium carbide is very harmful for the body. One thing is, if the calcium carbide which is being used for ripening of the mangoes, they contain this just mixes with the water and produces the gas, and then this results in usually as a gastroenterologist, what are the things which we usually see is they are present usually with gastrointestinal symptoms. That is, they can present with diarrhea, they can present with vomiting, they can present with nausea, which we usually think that it is because of food poisoning. And second thing is, calcium carbide can also result in neurological side effects. That is, it's a well-known fact, neurological side effects in the sense they can have headache, they can have dizziness, they can have sleep disturbance. In long run, they can still have the cerebral edema, what you call as brain edema, and memory disturbance. This is regarding the neurological problems. And then what happens to the children? If the children whose immune system is not that great, then in that situation they can have behavior abnormalities, they can have sleep disturbances, they can have irrational behavior. These are the symptoms which we see in children. And one more thing is for pregnants. If we use pregnants, these mangoes, which means one mango it's okay, but if they are consuming in large quantities every day, then in that situation this can even pass through the maternal thing into the fetus, and they can have problems. These are some of the scientific but the only thing is it all depends on the quantity of consumption. Yeah, quantity of the consumption.
So there you have it, king of mangoes is a king of diseases also, it looks like it. Yes, Raghu.
See, apart from the disease factors that he mentioned, first of all, calcium carbide destroys vitamins, destroys phytonutrients. A report has been brought out in Current Science, Indian Academy of Sciences, how it destroys the phytonutrients. Why do we eat mangoes? Mangoes are very rich in vitamin A, very rich in carotenoids, very rich in vitamin C. If all these vitamins are destroyed, what do we eat this mango for? Just to fill the belly? That's the question. Then comes, by artificially ripening away, you are taking, there is an intangible fact here, that the joy of eating a mango is taken away from me.
Well, Mr. Parashurmurthy, just a very interesting point. How can you identify a mango which has been treated by using a calcium carbide? Can I look at a mango and see if this is treated with a calcium carbide?
See, for an experienced man, he can easily find out. But the people who are not much aware of these things, they can smell the fruit.
Okay.
They will get some, what do you call that, intolerable smell.
The odor of chemical.
Yes, odor of chemical. And sometimes we get this smearing to the hands also, that powder. And there will be a waxy nature of the mango. That waxy nature will disappear. If the fruits are, cleaned with water, then that waxy nature will disappear. That itself says that it is ripened by powder and cleaned with water.
Dr. Ravindra, now if I wash a mango, even if it's treated with chemicals, washing a mango, cleaning it properly, thoroughly, removing the skin and just eating the mango, will it reduce the effect?
This is a very important question. When I went through the literature, what it has been shown is just washing will not prevent the calcium carbide to go away. Actually, it has to be, the skin has to be removed. But you all know, once the skin is removed, the taste is gone. That's why just washing will not totally remove the carbide, which is in very high amount, which changes into arsenic and phosphorus.
That's very dangerous. In fact, the Hopcoms claims that they use another process called as ethylenosis. But here is another handbook of frequently asked questions. It clearly states that ethifon is a pesticide that is not recommended for ripening. It also says that it is normally used, some of the other drugs like oxytocin is another hormone that is used as a drug in veterinary services, that is also not advisable for fruits and vegetables. Now, Mr. Parashurmurthy, I'll come to you on this. Now, who authorizes, I'm sure that this is a government process to use a chamber, put ethylene gas there and do it.
Yeah,
who authorizes this?
No, see, it is not an authorization. See, scientists came out with an alternative ripening
and the government
process.
has given the go-ahead for this?
No, see, since it is not harmful to the health, we can
do studies.
See, this is not ethofan. See, we are using, hastening production of ethylene. So making to produce the ethylene by using ethyl, it creates the heat inside, we cover it with the airtight, and that automatically uniformity is there in ripening. But one thing I tell you, see, we harvest the matured fruits, not the immature. See, if you harvest the immature fruits, then you hasten the fruiting by using different methods, then you will come to know that, I mean, the taste of mango is not on par with the matured fruit.
Okay,
what we do is we harvest, we make the farmers to harvest at matured right time. It is fully matured, and then we bring it to our upcomes, and we ourselves make this ripening and sells to the...
Okay, one simple question to you. If it is so safe, ethylene gas, why cannot the government construct ethylene chambers in different wholesale markets and just ripen it naturally? Why can't...
That is policy matter. I cannot defend that. That is policy matter left to the government, even if the people say we have our own cold chamber.
But you're saying it's safe?
Yeah, of course, it is safe. We have our own cold chambers. We are making it through cold ripening also in upcomes.
See, if you react to this, Raghu...
Just the thing is, for clarification, ethyl that Parashivamurthy is mentioning is a brand name. We are not talking about 100, there may be 100 brands of ethofon. Ethofon is a chemical that is a pesticide. You go to Environmental Protection Agency, you go to any of these food safety laws or the Greenpeace website, any of them, it is a clear pesticide. There is no doubt on this. So, no,
we are Hopcoms is doing something which is
we are not.
It is not illegal. I want to make it clear. See, ethofon is a pesticide, very clear. It is not recommended by food safety law. But there is a problem in India that agriculture says something, food law says something else, ecology says something else, health experts are looking at another direction. So there is a total disconnect in our legislation itself between agriculture, food, health, ecology, environment. They are all together. It is that the health is an ecosystem function. You can't disconnect and look at them. Unfortunately, even today, all banned pesticides are used in this country. This is Parashivamurthy need not admit it. Sharad Pawar, Agriculture Minister himself, has admitted in the Parliament. Supreme Court has taken a suo motu cognizance of this, and they have asked for a report within 30 days. What are the banned chemicals available in our food? Can we now? We are now looking at high-tech hospitals and trying to correct micro level of high surgery and all that. On a daily basis, we are dumping, dosing pesticides and toxins in our daily food.
The debate on endosulfan is out there, and now we have another new pesticide. It's called ethifon. It's nice how these chemicals have awesome names, and maybe then the newest diseases start coming into the market too. Let me take a call at Julie. Julie is now joining us on this show. Julie, I have Mr. Parashivamurthy from the Hopcoms. I have Raghu, also have Dr. Ravindra. Shoot your question, please.
Yes, good evening to all of you. See, I'm so happy to listen the person who has given the facts, whatever the details from the internet. He is absolutely right. I salute to him. See, my father used to ripe the mangoes years back, even now, about 1,000, 2,000 mangoes, just putting hay in the room, you know. We were never used to ripe artificially. It is absolutely bad for the health, and all Bangaloreans should know this. Actually, whoever they got this method to ripe in the market, it is wrong. The government should ban this. They should really be punished for this. That's all I need to give a message. And even now, I have kept in a box some mangoes to ripe with covering with papers, and it gives very good taste, and it is very good for the health. Not only for mangoes, bananas, or all kind of fruits. So right now the debate is going about mangoes. Let me stop.
Thank you, Julie, for those thoughts there. The question is this the fast food generation way of getting mangoes? I am not patient enough to take its natural course. Mr. Parashivamurthy, now, using hay, now we've seen this being used. Why are Hopcoms also not talking about using hay? Yes. Why is it?
We are also, we are using that hay also. We are using hay and we are using ethylene also. See, ethylene, if it is really helpful, it will come out with the reports, definitely we stop it. We scientists themselves have given the...
Who gives the report, Mr.
Yes, IIHR.
Okay.
That scientists, this is not adopted by Hopcoms. This is adopted, see, this proven technology is given by the scientist itself. So we are going through it.
So you are a government body, obviously, and the government is aware that such process...
Of course, no. See, even scientists also, government bodies, they have given the technology. It is proven. Since long we've been using. But I totally admit This using carbide is really bad. It is harmful to health. We are not using at all.
Dr. Ravindra,
this time, free from carbide itself, we have given this slogan, this is free from carbide.
okay, free from carbide, but the debate is now out for the other form. Hopcom's director, Mr. Parashamurthy, claims that it is safe, it is recommended also. Dr. Ravindra, now is this a lesser of the two evils? Calcium carbide is very dangerous. Ethylene maybe not so dangerous. So let me choose the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, both of them are evils. The ethylene is a lesser evil, that's what I feel. I think even the ethylene has got some side effects on gastrointestinal system, liver, and then especially if they are using oxytocin, they can have problems on the liver. I think oxytocin also should be banned. And if they are using ethylene, I think there should be a scientific study and what amount and what dose. That is a very important thing, because even the toxic substances can can be used, but only thing is we should have a study. Without that, I think we should not go ahead.
No.
And then just pumping ethylene, lots of ethylene, can really damage the thing. That's why we should have a scientific thing. Then alone, I think it has to be recommended. Just on the basis, we should not do.
Yes, it is recommended. This recommended dosage itself we are using.
No, see, there's one interesting statement.
No,
there.
okay.
Please go ahead.
This is recommended dosage we are using. See, 5 ml of ethyl in 1 liter of water. We use for 1 ton of this type of ripening chamber. We use 5 liters of water with 5 ml each. That's all.
Okay. See, it is very clear. There is a nice statement that bleeding is worse than bloody. It is a day-to-day bleeding. And the cumulative effect. We don't even know. Now, the lifestyle diseases have overtaken the infectious diseases in this country. Now, we go by the law of the land. The law of the land is PFA, Prevention of Food Adulteration Act. Now, which is being replaced by Food Safety and Standards Act of India. What does it say in their own website today is that ethofon is not recommended. Okay, now as far as the scientists are coming, in UK people are feeding meat to cows, which goes against the basic common sense. How can you feed meat to cows? And the scientists said it has got protein, you will get high milk, and what it led to? It led to mad cow disease. They had to burn millions of cows. Sometimes, Bernard Shaw said rightly, the science has become a new religion. Its holy water is disinfectant.
Interesting thoughts there. Bleeding is worse than bloody. Are we bleeding each and every day? Are we to be blamed, the consumers who go to these markets and demand the ripest of mangoes and are willing to pay any price for it, not knowing the process? There's word called blood diamonds. Are these now to be replaced with every other product in the market? Let me go to a caller, Musa, now joining us over the phone. Yes, Musa.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Musa. What is your question, please?
Well, I'm pleased that you're exposing some of the facts which is not known to many of us. It is a good job where we are all educated in many of the matters. What I wish to say is, see, if this is bad for the human health, then why it is being allowed, and why the government doesn't properly execute, put people of qualification in the right positions, where they make the right decisions, so that it doesn't harm in the future. Since we don't have the right people at the right places, this is what happens, because they take wrong decisions. They don't, as your expert said, that each department speaks differently. These are the reasons, because we don't have the right, though we have talent in the country, but they are not used rightfully. This is a major reason.
Musa, I'll take that question. I'll put it across to Mr. Parashamurthy. Mr. Parashamurthy, you're stating that you're using a certain process. You're saying it is safe, it is recommended. But you're not clear that maybe another department might put a point to it or point against it. Maybe the Ministry of Environment, maybe the Ministry of Food. Are you clear all the departments are aware this is happening, or only one department is aware and not updated? Is it a possibility?
See, when the technology is coming out, they think all these things. See, when the technology is given out, they think all these things and they leave the technology, they release the technology.
Do you have a study of how ethylene affects the human body?
We don't have. See, Hopcom's doesn't have that study. See, we have using this proven technology given by the scientist.
Okay.
So we are doing it. Since it is not harmful, it's safe, we are using. Still, what we are using, that dosage is not harmful, it is safe.
Okay, well, Parashamurthy sticks by that. The scientists, if there is a report out there, it's the scientists who have to be blamed, because they are not updating the hopcoms and letting them know if this is harmful or not. Let me take another caller, Uday. Uday now joining us over the phone. Yes, Uday.
Yes, sir.
Uday, go ahead. Share your question, please.
Yeah, I have a question. What should we do? And what should we ask the corporation people or the concerned people around the town?
Okay, what should we do? It's a very important question, a very simple question. What should we do? How do we know what has been used to treat this? Whether it's the harmful calcium carbide or the recommended ethylene gases, what has been used? Raghu, I'll come to you on this. What can the consumer do? Do you still feel everything should be packed with a seal, with a contact number, help desk number? How can we control
there are always issues. You cannot have a private solution for all public problems. Water, air, food, for everything you are individually, you are a victim of a large schemes and the systems that in the name of science. That's why scientism. That's a problem with it. So what do we individuals do? Can I check every mango, take to a biological lab and test for how many ppm of arsenic? Not possible. Not possible. Of course, consumer can be aware, awake, be ready even to get the raw mangoes and ripen it within your home. I know now people, there are many homes. Other day I came to know of a home where they got the calcium carbide right into their kitchen and put it in the mango basket. And next day morning they were all hospitalized right here in Bangalore. So it has gone to that extent. So what I would say is be aware. See, we are aware of many things under the sun. We know how to go to moon, how to go to Mars, but we don't know what to eat. And how to this is basic. This is the basic thing, the fundamental things of I don't mind saying this, that the eating and mating, which is the fundamental of all being, we seem to have gone wrong there.
We seem to have gone wrong in the most fundamental of things. Dr. Ravindra, now mangoes has its positives, has a lot of things that make people go and want it. What are the things that you have to look out for now when you consume mangoes? So if you're over consuming it, yes, it leads to indigestion. But how can a family who has just consumed mango, how are they to know whether the mango that they've consumed is safe or not? Any things that you telltale signs that you can come out?
One thing which is very, if it has, they have used calcium carbide, they look very pretty. Unlike the naturally grown this thing, this is one thing where all the viewers they have to keep in mind is if the mangoes there which are looking very pretty, and that is where they go wrong, and then they will be very shiny, and then there will be black spots. If they eat near the skin, there it will be sweet. When they bite deep in, it will not be sweet. These are the features which they say maybe they might have used calcium carbide or they might have ripened like this. Or if the skin is little bit dry, and then there's such sort of a thing is it's not where calcium carbide has not been used. Okay. This is one thing. And second thing I would like to give an information to the viewers is if they eat this and then if they develop, if they eat 2 or 3 mangoes and then if they are developing vomiting, diarrhea, headache, dizziness, sleeplessness, these symptoms if they are there, then I think they should definitely inform to the public health authorities.
It's an interesting point that if it's pretty, shining, well, it's very difficult, it's very dangerous. Be careful if it's pretty and shining. All that glitters, definitely not gold. Let me take another caller. Yes. Madhav, if you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Madhav, go ahead. Share your thoughts with us, please.
Yeah, let me first congratulate your TV channel. Hello?
Thank you, Madhav. Newsline has exposed this particular existence in the market, existence of this particular methodology to ripen mangoes.
Correct. Even though I am also from agriculture background,
yes,
I am equally concerned about the profitability of the farmers.
Okay.
At the same time, we should not make profit at the cost of somebody's health.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why one gentleman there, I can't recollect his name, he was telling that he was interested in the profitability of the farmers and all those things. It doesn't stand the test of the time.
No, it is not like that. See, why we are going, when the natural fruiting in a tree itself comes to the picture, then I enter this, we should look into the economy, not at the cost of consumers. Not at the cost of consumers' health. See, if you go on plucking the fruits one by one, it is not economical to the farmers. That's why we harvest the fruits, all matured fruits once, and we make it ripened artificially. That means after, not natural means it is fruiting in tree itself. That artificial means once we pluck the matured fruits and then in the ripening chamber we make it ripened. That's all. That is, I am recommending that one, not the carbide. Using carbide is uneconomical, and I am not for the use of this carbide. I am against the use of carbide. See, not at the cost of consumer health, I am telling. See, while harvesting, we should look into while harvesting itself, we should look into the process also. While harvesting, one by one we cannot pluck. Wholesale, all matured fruits will be plucked and ripened in the ripened chamber. That's all.
Okay.
First of all, see, man has become, they say, he has become a homo economicus. He is not a homo sapien. Economic animal. Everything is measured in terms of money. It's also said that money is not a measure of man, but it is important to know how small a man is. It's only through money you can know how small a man is. Another thing is, see, if we are applying in the name of science, assembly line production, like car production, machine production, to agriculture. All should be same, all should be uniform, all should be same color. Everything is, standardized, systematized. Systematization, standardization, not everywhere. Not in nature. You can't say a tree should branch out this way. And we can't say that nature doesn't know and it needs man for everything.
See,
even to become
nowadays, even we are taming the fruits and making into our own look. See, that tree should branch like this, that tree should grow like this. We are taming the fruit. Nowadays, it is happening.
Who is to be blamed, Mr.
So, it cannot be. See, no one should be blamed here. See, whenever we look into the nature, we expect the nature to be look very beauty. That's why, see, now I tell you, while planting itself, we used to plant 40 plants a acre earlier days. Now we are using a new technology, high density planting. That is, we are using 100 plants a acre. That means 15 feet in distance between spacing of 15 into 15, we are going to plant, and that plant up to 20 years will occupy that canopy will occupy that area. That tree looks very small and it is attractive. That each tree, see, up to 20 years, a 40 plants, think 40 plants will yield 5 tons of fruits. Now that 100 plants will yield 10 tons per acre. This is also technology. So somehow we are making profitable, but not at the cost of consumer health.
Okay, well,
see, if it is safe, then only we are using.
No,
if it is harmful, definitely we leave it.
No, at this point I would like to intervene. All these methods are really correct, and then they are going to help. But only thing is, at the point where there is ripening, because this is only 4 or 5 days. See, if waiting for 4 or 5 days at the cost of health, I think that is the only point I would like to share.
It's just a matter of a few days.
Yeah, at the cost of 5 days or 6 days, we should not put the general public at problem.
It's just a matter of patience.
Using carbide making ripening is dangerous.
Okay,
we should not do.
Nobody can be blamed, but that is a problem. When nobody is blamed, the problem is never set right, and then maybe a day comes when nobody wants mangoes and an entire generation of mango farmers are wiped out. Let me take another caller. Terani, if you can hear me.
Tyranny from Belgium.
Yes, Tyranny, please share your thoughts.
Sir, to curb this process,
okay,
what should we do? Who should we ask the authorities to curb this?
Okay, who should we ask? Which authority to ask? It's a very tricky question.
I think PFA, see, Prevention of Food Adulteration Act, local health inspectors. Go and give the sample, let them test it in the laboratory. Unfortunately, it is so rampant, everybody knows that it's carbide business is there. It has entered kitchens. Not a single person has been prosecuted till today. Since 1979, the law is in force. So what's the law is doing?
The law is not strong enough?
It's turning blind. And it's allowing people to, it's a kind of a mass murder in my opinion. If you can poison foods.
It's a question, I'll ask you a question in a different way. There is this supermarket mentality in the cities where everything is packed and shiny and good facilities. Are they any better than what we find on the roadsides?
No. I'll tell you, see, most of the supermarkets, we don't know, see, we still use methyl bromide and aluminum phosphide, the two banned fumigants across the world. It is still using it. See, just because the facade, it is looking nice, like the doctor said, the cosmetic appeal is good. Don't get carried away by this. It appears to be seen to be good, but it should be seen to be good. That's the difference. And this clean, neat, spick and span doesn't mean health. What's the story behind? In food it is said the quality is from farm to table. There is no piecemeal approach. I can't go to a mandi and be safe and quality. It's not possible. Every weak link in the chain, that's what decides the strength of a chain. And we have many weak links and disconnected, as I said earlier.
So there is no chain, it's each individual for himself. Well, the question is, are we creating a demand and then catering to this demand? Are organizations like Hopcoms or supermarkets who start this whole trend of getting the freshest mangoes into the market, then creating a trend? Mr. Parashamurthy, do you agree to that blame that we are creating a demand, like how we started with the white revolution? We created milk products and ads about milk and then started making cows like machines. Now we're doing the same with farm produces, maybe mangoes. We've created a need for mangoes, made it look so good and nice.
No, see, that thing I oppose. Again, I tell you, I am not not for the use of carbide. I am against the use of carbide. So whenever you use the carbide, what Raghu and doctor says, that is make the attraction, make the fruits develop the color. That is, we are not following. Even you go to my shop, even most of the Malgova and Raspuri, even Badam also, we are selling in the green color itself. So people who makes their product attractive, they use the carbide, definitely I agree. I oppose that use of carbide. We are not at all touching that carbide.
Okay.
We now also, today also we are selling it very green. It looks green. The people think that it is not ripened properly. It looks only when you touch